a different sort of video, unscripted, non-musical video. I'm premiering another Martians on the Moon video tomorrow, which is probably like the fifth one. I think I like the song better than most people. I have a few songs about aliens that are all comedies. I make fun of the topic, but everybody who knows me also knows that I'm quite immersed in the topic. So when I make the joke song Martians on the Moon about, are we sure there aren't? And I had my own experience, not on the moon obviously, but I had my own experience. Framingham, Massachusetts, back about 1980. That was the story in the last video. I said I'd tell another story from 1980. Well, not really a story. I mean, there's not much I can remember about it, and it was probably it was sometime between 78 and 80, but without question saw a UFO. Now, at the time, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my grandmother, who was right inside the house at the time, and I wasn't alone either. There was a bunch of people who saw this. And there was no mistaking what it was. But at the time, I believed somebody was trying to trick me. And regardless of whether somebody was trying to trick me or not, the reason I didn't say anything was because if you believed in flying saucers, because I'd seen Close Encounters at the time, and, that guy really saw a UFO, and his experience was real. But the things that resulted from his experience obviously weren't good things. Even his wife saw him as an idiot. So, that's not what I wanted for me, so I didn't say a word about it, But that's not why I'm interested in the subject either. I mean, because like I said, I thought I might be being tricked, although I can honestly say that in retrospect, knowing what I know now, if I was being tricked, we were all being tricked, a group of people, and it had to be somebody sophisticated enough to, it would have to be the government, basically, to have made this fake. I'm not gonna get into it, but it was a multi-tiered flying saucer in broad daylight. There was no mistaking it. Was there a way of faking it? Perhaps. So I didn't want to be made an ass out of it, and I didn't report it, and I didn't do any of that sort of thing. And of course that kept my interest up in it through the years. But I mean, other things that interest me, like the reason that I find interest in this is like taking the most famous incident, Roswell, and you say, well, it was the military that reported that they had a flying saucer. The Roswell base, the base that sent out the Enola Gay. This is a nuclear base, the only nuclear base on the planet. These are officers that released the story. This wasn't gossip from like soldiers or whatever. These were commanding officers that released this to the media and then tried to retract it later. Come on, dude. I don't believe your retraction. I'll never believe the retraction. So, do I believe it was aliens? Do I believe all the other stuff? What do you believe from there? The only facts I have is that they reported they had a flying saucer, and then they reported they didn't. And I think the second story is more likely a lie. So do I believe they have a flying saucer? I think there's a good chance, in what is perhaps an infinite universe, to think we're the only life is bizarre, Like the zoo hypothesis, I kind of lean towards that, except, and that's where the Martians on the moon come into play, is I see this more as like a lab hypothesis where we're just being studied. And you go to your nearest lab where they do animal studies, I'm pretty sure you're not going to find any animals who understand that they're in a study. Not going to find any. Yeah, very, very few animals in these studies that are in any way communicating with the people that are doing the studies on them, or in any way could communicate to the people doing the studies on them. So anyways, this is my video for today, longer than usual. Just wanted to clarify that I'm not making fun of the UFO nuts. I am a UFO nut. It's the reasonable thing to be. Like, it's unreasonable. It's unreasonable to not believe in aliens. That's unreasonable. There needs to be some other reasonable, rational reason why we don't see aliens in a universe that's this big and this old. And it's as simple as that. So that's where I'm at. I hope you watch the video. And subscribe if you like the channel. I don't expect people to like the videos. I don't like half the videos. I wouldn't like this video. But subscribe if you like what I'm doing. You know, I'm doing a lot of different things. But if you like any of the things I'm doing, subscribe. Share the videos you like.